It's amazing how the things float to you that are supposed to float to you. You know, I mean, I was just, relaxing, watching a Stuart Copeland interview. You know, I'm a geek. I'm into music. It's what I do. And boom, he drops this little thing about, the Khashoggi. There's another connection. I mean, we know Khashoggi's a CIA agent. We know that. They haven't ever admitted that, but we know Khashoggi's a CIA asset. And he just happens to be running around on some ranch with, the drummer for the Police, whose father was a high-level CIA OSS officer, whose mother was also MI6. Come on. So we're starting, and we know Rome, we know the mob and all that stuff is all connected into the music industry, the film industry. I mean, look into Alex Constantine's work. He verifies all that better than I probably ever will. But Alex Constantine has the best information on the connections of Rome and the Vatican to the mob and the music industry and the film industry. But it's unbelievable, the connections, and all of this is starting to come out. We're really starting to really find out. It's not just, for instance, okay, we were having this conversation in the chat room earlier, so I went and got this definition. One of the parts of the psychological operation that Jones always puts out there and then gets his brain-dead followers to parrot are certain phrases and things that he says out of context, like for instance, COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO was a 1960s operation. It was a code name for the operation that was used to infiltrate radical groups on campuses and different people's rights groups and stuff like that, and basically be informers and report back to the FBI on their activity. Now, COINTEL is something completely different. That's counterintelligence. That's something completely different than that. But what I'm saying is he uses these different terms and then he uses them out of context and not with the right definition. And then people repeat that. And so anytime anybody brings up things like, the Jesuits or the Sovereign Military Order of Malta or his connections to either one of those organizations or the CMP, all he does is he goes straight to that card where he says, oh, it's a bunch of infighting. Everybody just wants to infight all the time. And he uses that term infighting. And then people parrot that. And they say, oh, well, you just don't need to have anything to do with this infighting. Wait a minute. This is not infighting. Do you bozos even know what that fucking word means? Because by definition, infighting is not someone who is exposing the lies and the disinformation of Alex Jones. This is what the definition of infighting is. Number one, contentious rivalry or disagreement among members of a group or organization. Well, number one, I'm not a part of any group or organization that Alex Jones is a part of. And neither are most of you out there. Number two, intense competition is between members of the same organization, especially when kept secret from outsiders. So the term infighting implies, now, like for instance, if Alex Jones and Jason Burmis get in a fight over who's going to take the last kosher hot dog left on the grill, that's infighting. Because they're both in the same organization, they both work for they work for each other, and so they're fighting over who's taking the last kosher hot dog. That's infighting. But if you're not an employee of Alex Jones or an employee of his Jones Corps operation, then by that definition, you are not infighting. But see, you say that, people say that, oh, he's an infighter, and then people think that that person is bad because somebody just accused them of being something that they aren't even doing by definition. So I want to make that clear, is that, you clowns out there that just throw around these false accusations, why don't you look up exactly what it is you're talking about and saying first before you start lobbing that around everywhere? Just a tip. Ooh, all right, we're going to take a break and come back, and we'll get into some more news, more topics of your discussion. See what that all spawned from? That spawned from one email. That whole last piece there, one email. So you can email me, globalrealityshow@gmail.com, if you've got something you want me to get into. I'd be happy to try and get into it tonight. This is The Global Reality on the Global Reality Radio Network. Stay with